morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on women-owned businesses. According to the 2018 State of Women-Owned Businesses, the number of businesses owned by women has increased nearly 3,000% since 1972. My first guest works to give women every tool they need to start or grow a business. Jackie Hermes is the co-founder of Women's Entrepreneurship Week, Milwaukee. It's a series of events that help women business owners connect, learn, and grow their initiatives. How are you, Jackie?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you joining us because we're going into a really big week for women entrepreneurs. And so to have you join us and tell us about some of the things that you've been able to put together is very important. So if you would talk a little bit more about Entrepreneurship Week and why it was important for you to actually put this together.
Yeah, this is actually the fourth year. It's usually an in-person event series, which clearly none of that is happening this year, as we know. So we kind of planned it twice this year. It usually happens in spring, and COVID gave us a really beautiful silver lining that we've been able to do more ongoing programming as well. So we've been doing programming leading up to the week, and now we have the week happening November 17th through 20th. So this is just kind of a passion of mine. I remember when I started my first business in Milwaukee, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 years ago, I remember meeting just some of the really fearless women in Milwaukee and thinking like, I want to be the next her, or I want to follow in these footsteps. And I don't think that every city gives women a path for that, right? Like when you walk into a room networking, it's still, when we could walk into a room, it's still largely men, and women are not, as accessible or available or attending those events as much. So I really wanted to work to create a space for women to meet other women.
I think it's awesome. And if I'm correct, last year you brought together about 3,000 women to really just network, share thoughts, ideas, maybe connect in a way that they could mentor another woman. And that's also important, just like you just, said that when you went into business, you didn't have a lot of places to look to get that guidance or that inspiration that you needed. So, very clearly, the pandemic has not allowed a lot of things to happen. However, you are able to continue on virtually with this year's event. So let's talk a little bit about what people can expect this time around.
Yeah, so there are fewer events during the week this year, which is probably good. Last year we ran 62 events, I want to say. And so it was hard to choose what to go to. There were events running at the same time. This year we don't have events competing with each other on the schedule, which is really fantastic. And every single event has a curated list of different speakers that you're going to be able to learn from. We're covering a crazy, very wide range of topics, like pretty much everything women entrepreneurs and professionals need to know to get started and to excel in their careers. And something really cool that we're doing during the week is that we're offering networking in these events. So you should walk away meeting 8 to 10 new people at every event that you go to, it's really hard to simulate something like that, right? Like,
yeah.
Where we used to walk into a room and just run into people, or, I would always meet new people just standing around waiting for the program to start, or maybe you see someone that you really wanted to meet. But how do you do that in a pandemic? It's almost impossible unless you're seeking those opportunities out one by one. So almost all of our events are going to start with facilitated networking, which will put groups of 2 to 4 women together to answer questions related to whatever the topic of that event is. So I think that's just a really cool piece of it. And I'm looking forward to meeting even more amazing women in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and I think it's well thought out because you're right. Whenever you have a list of workshops to choose from, you're kind of like, all of them sound amazing. So really to kind of space them out where people have an opportunity to take advantage of everything that you're offering is awesome. Milwaukee Women's Entrepreneurship Week, as you stated, is November 17th through November 20th. You have a list of 23 sponsors. So it gives large corporations as well as small businesses a chance to support these ladies. So let's talk a little bit about the virtual events that you have scheduled. Deanna Singh, who has been on this show more than a few times, she's going to be delivering a keynote for you, right?
I am so excited. It seems like she's exactly what we need right now, with the motivation and the inspiration that frankly can be hard to find in this COVID world. So yeah. I think she is just the perfect person to kick our week off.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome, that's for sure. And she has so many different things going on. It's like she's always thinking of the next thing to do, and she's able to accomplish that. So I think that she serves as a great inspiration for so many people. And that's going to be happening on the 17th, and that is actually free. So how would one go about registering to really chime into some of these workshops?
They are all free, actually. The only one that is accepting donations is our pitch competition. You don't have to donate, but there is going to be a fan favorite prize that goes, all of the money that we raise will go to that person. So I'm excited about that. But go to wewmke.com, and all of our events are, I think it's /event schedule. All of our events are there to register for, again, completely free. So I think it's a huge value to all of the female professionals in the Milwaukee area.
I think so too. And what the only, thing that you can not the only thing, but one of the things that you can really be happy about is that this is not just open to Milwaukee women. You can have people from really all over the globe. If they are aware that this is taking place, they can zoom in and take away some of this great information as well.
It's been really crazy seeing how we've been able to just organically increase the reach of these events because they're virtual. I keep saying the silver linings of COVID because it's something that I've really been trying to focus on personally and professionally,
healthy to do that.
For sure. And there's a lot of bad things happening, but what are the silver linings? And that's one of them. Exactly what you just said is we have so many more people from around the US and even outside of the US that you get to meet that you would never have met if it weren't for this crazy pandemic that took us virtual this year.
Yes, it has, and it continues to take us for a toll, but we're hanging in there. Just to give people an idea of some of the other type of workshops you have, on November 18th, there's Breaking the Gender Barrier in Tech. And we know that, the world of tech has sometimes bends towards the male gender, but this is one of those businesses that's continuing to grow, especially in the 21st century. So to talk to women about how they, in fact, can go in and let their presence be known is pretty special.
Absolutely. And we're going to be hearing speed talks from women that work in tech, which is an interesting format because you're going to hear a whole 5 to 7 minute story from each of the women at these events. And it's not only their perspectives from working in tech for however long they've been there, but in how you can make a place for yourself and how you can belong there, which I think that is a big piece, is belonging. When it's sometimes you look at the ratio of men versus women, it doesn't quite seem as much like we belong, and we're responsible for making that place for ourselves.
Absolutely. And keeping that place, not only for ourselves, but, paving the way for the next group of women who are coming through, that's for sure. So you've mentioned that mentorship is very important, having someone to turn to when you really feel like you need some answers, especially from a female perspective. So you've had that, and you are providing this platform for other women to create that as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. We actually have a specific mentorship event as well that is a crossover between Startup Week in Milwaukee and also sponsored by Generator. And there are going to be 8 professionals from pretty much every area you can think of: HR, legal. I mean, where can you go to get free quality legal advice when you're starting a business? there are not a lot of places. So that one is the evening of the 17th. It's actually part of the wrap of Startup Week and the beginning of Women's Entrepreneurship Week. So I'm really excited about that one too.
I love that. And you are a successful businesswoman. Just to motivate those who are watching, I believe you started off with a cookie business, and then you worked your way up to being the CEO of your own business, Excelity. And if you would tell us a little bit about that and what you do.
Yeah, we are 7.5, coming up on 8 years in business, located in downtown Milwaukee, though we haven't gone to our office for quite some time here. But we have a team that works with B2B software companies that are just starting and scaling, and we help them grow faster. So it started out as me consulting, and I quickly realized that I needed other resources, and started building a team, and we have 15 people on the team right now. So it's awesome. It's been a fantastic ride.
Congratulations. And it's awesome to see just how you're able to give back to other female entrepreneurs by putting together these workshops. And I wanted to mention, because I feel like a lot of us women are constantly hustling to, do what we need to do, whether it's being a mom and balancing that with taking care of your job, or working 2 jobs, or, working a job and your side hustle really being the love that you have for what you do, and learning how to make that side hustle your breadwinner. You've got a workshop dealing with that as well.
Yeah, that one's going to be amazing. We already have a lot of women registered for that one. And it's all about turning your side hustle into a full-time business. And that can, I went through those same struggles when I was doing the same thing. And it can be really hard to ditch the security and that full-time, salary and benefits to go it alone. And especially if you have a family or other people to support. So I'm so excited to hear from everyone at that event as well.
Yeah, I like that. Turning your job into a joy, right? That's really what's important. And as we wrap up, Jackie, Thursday, November 19th is National Women's Entrepreneurship Day. And you did mention it earlier. You have your virtual pitch competition. Tell us a little bit more about that and how women can walk away winners.
Yes, the pitch competition is my baby. It's one event that I've really been owning and heading up with a committee of volunteers. And it is incredible what we were able to put together over the last 6 months or so. So we received over 50 applications from local women-owned businesses that wanted to be able to pitch for these prize packages. And we have 6 women that are going to be pitching live to a panel of judges and eligible to win. We have 2 prize packages of cash prizes and business mentorship and business services. And like I mentioned before, we're also going to have a fan favorite prize, which all of the money we were able to raise from donations during the sign up process are going to go to that person. So it's just some really amazing local companies and stories that are involved. And I'm so excited to see it come to life. It is our first pitch competition that we've ever run.
I think it's awesome, everything that you're doing. And I do thank you for taking the time to share with us everything that you have planned for women entrepreneurs coming up this week.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Jackie Hermes is the co-founder of Women's Entrepreneurship Week Milwaukee, which again is November 17th through the 20th. You can go to wewmke.com for more information. And when we return to our issues Milwaukee, we'll continue our focus on women-owned businesses and talk to a group of women who are members of Tempo Milwaukee, an organization that provides women with opportunities to network with leaders and future leaders while providing educational programming, mentoring, and more. We'll find out about their 15th annual virtual leadership event coming up on November 19th, right after this.